What if you took a heaping load of smart supplements every single day? Could you unlock your brain's full potential and beyond? Being someone who's easily distracted and often loses focus, that's exactly what I wanted to find out. Just how effective are some of the most renowned natural nootropics? Would I become like Bradley Cooper on NZT in the movie Limitless? Or would I experience some negative side effects? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you might be surprised at the results. This is my 1-week journey taking all the smart supplements that I could afford. But you gotta focus. Good morning, guys. So before we start this nootropics journey, I need to take a baseline measurement of my IQ. I actually found this test called the Mensa IQ test, but we're not just going to leave it there. We're also going to take a reading comprehension test. I actually found a nice free one of those that's 20 questions that looks like something that I would hate to take back in the day, back in my high school days, you know, when I just could not focus. Oh, and I know caffeine is probably one of the best nootropics out there, but I've been drinking coffee since 8th grade, so I thought it would be silly to cut that out and then throw it back in because I just want to be stable. 1 cup of coffee with this test. How hard can it be? All right, here we go. So an IQ test simply tries to measure your reasoning and problem-solving abilities, which I believe is correlated with brain function. So I am hoping to see a significant improvement in my IQ after consuming all of these nootropics for 1 week. Now the sample Mensa test I took attempts to measure IQ using a simple multiple choice fill-in-the-blank pattern. So yes, no technical math problems or reading or anything like that, just finish the pattern. Now this may seem easy, and it kind of was at first, but it eventually got harder and harder. Man, at 20, this is getting holy smokes. Now keep in mind this was only a sample test, but regardless, based on many people taking this type of test, the average score is around 100 IQ. And to get in the top 2% of people, you want to have an IQ score of above 130. Fun facts, Joe Rogan has an IQ of around 127. Albert Einstein was estimated to have an IQ of around 160. And the highest ever IQ I found that was recorded was 263 by child prodigy Eamon Cowley. However, this practice test that I was taking only had a maximum of 145. But that wouldn't matter anyways. Alright, so according to Mensa, I scored a 105. I'm okay with that, but gosh, like, I was doing so... Alright guys, the reading comprehension test. Let's do this. So I also decided to throw in a reading comprehension test. This was just another free one I found online that would actually give you results. Now reading comprehension was my absolute worst subject in school. I just never could find my attention on a paragraph for longer than like 3 sentences without just wandering off in my mind. Oh, we got an 80. We got an 80. B minus. The final test we're gonna take is going to be a typing test for like mind, muscle, memory connection. 1 minute. And the final test, a typing test, which I believe to measure mind-muscle connection. I thought this was important to throw in there because the body is the mind is the body. And not only are we going to be looking at mental benefits, but we will also be looking at some physical benefits that I will be getting throughout this experiment as well. What? 56 words a minute with a 95% typing accuracy. With that being said, it is time for our first round of nootropics. For my morning stack of smart supplements, starting with the basics, CDP choline, also known as citicoline, is used by the body for the production of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. This is involved in nerve function, cognition, and memory. More excitingly is one study that I found showed that supplementation of citicoline showed improved attention, psychomotor speed, and reduced impulsiveness compared to subjects who received the placebo. Next, the classic OG ginkgo. Passed down for centuries, this herb high in antioxidants and also known for its powerful anti-inflammatory effects has been said to help increase blood flow to the brain and also enhance memory. However, I must disclose the studies on this are pretty inconclusive, but I thought I'd throw it in anyways. The next herb is one I've actually been taking for months now if you haven't already seen. Tongkat Ali, not only known for its physical benefits, but also known for its adaptogenic benefits that can help the mind handle stress. I think handling stress is a very important part when it comes to improved cognition. That is why I am keeping this in the nootropic stack. And then Saw Palmetto. This herb is said to work synergistically with Tongkat Ali. So hopefully there's no side effects here. Hopefully this just works for the better. Let's give it a go. Keep in mind, very important, I am also drinking coffee, which contains caffeine, which is perhaps one of the best natural nootropics out there. Caffeine is a stimulant that has been shown to improve memory under suboptimal alertness conditions, or when you're tired, which works similar and is comparable to one of the most well-known synthetic nootropics, modafinil, which is said to help keep the mind performing at a high level during large bouts of fatigue. Now, while I won't be taking any of the synthetic prescription-only nootropics, I will be comparing some herbals and aminos I will be taking and how they work similarly. With that being said, was I experiencing any cognitive boost from the morning stack that I just took, or was something else happening, and what else will I be adding to this supplement stack? Work's been going decently, feels like any other day, but for some reason I have a bit of a headache right now. So I don't know if that's just maybe because it's like Monday and I'm feeling kind of, I don't know, I didn't sleep that well or something, or maybe if it's because of one of the supplements I've taken and I've already got like a side effect like a headache. Like a headache is not good. Yeah, so far nothing beneficial noticed, just a headache. Alright guys, it's currently 1:00 p.m. Just got done working. I feel like my work went well, besides that headache. Now, before the workout, we're gonna take our Alpha GPC. So why before the workout? I came across a study where Alpha GPC was given to some college athletes and it helped them actually improve their lower body strength in only 6 days. Now I also heard you should feel the effects of taking this within about 1 hour. So I figure I'm gonna take it right now and then get started working out in just a little bit. And then hopefully after the warm up, it'll start to kick in and I'll feel maybe some strength. Alpha GPC is a natural choline compound found in the brain that has not only been shown to improve cognitive function, but also exercise performance, and maybe even help secrete more growth hormone. Yep, it's gone. A little nippy out. Gonna do a little warm up on the trampoline just for fun. Breaking in, baby. While this experiment is centered around cognitive function, it's important to keep in mind that the mind is the body and the body is the mind, meaning a lot of these cognitive benefits can play over into physical benefits as well. Better coordination, energy, faster physical processing power, and in some instances, like in the Alpha GPC study, even increases in physical strength. But was I experiencing any of these physical benefits yet with only the morning stack and the Alpha GPC? Maybe. In fact, my workout felt particularly good on this day one. Having a consistent energy throughout the entire workout, but also having a consistent intensity throughout the entire workout. So instead of getting burned out after 1 or 2 sets, I felt like I kept a strong muscle contraction throughout the entire workout, which could be one of the effects of Alpha GPC. Was this just a coincidence? I would need more days to tell. And what possibly negatively could happen from having too much intensity? Let's find out. It could just be a coincidence. I could just be having a good training day, but you know, one of the things that the Alpha GPC was supposed to enhance is like that intensity. Could it be working? I don't know, maybe. I think we're gonna need more days before I can make a personal conclusion. Other than that, headed to the store because I wanna pick up some more herbs and other nootropics. See you guys in a second. It looks prettier in person. Some new supplements to add. GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, is a major inhibitory neurotransmitter, which is believed to play a role in memory and can slow down the rate of which neurons fire, preventing overstimulation. Next, the herb bacopa, which has actually been shown to improve memory in some various studies. Next, huperzine A, derived from Chinese club moss, is said to block the enzyme that breaks down the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, leading to more acetylcholine, improved learning and memory. Next, N-acetylcysteine, or I should say the knack daddy, can help boost glutathione levels, the body's master antioxidant, which can lead to improved cognitive function and a plethora of other benefits. Oh man, NAC is very sulfury. It smells like, it's just like a fart. It smells like the inside of a new house. Also smells kind of like the inside of a new house. Bottoms up, folks. So far, so many pills, and this was only on the midday stack. And we even had more to add in the coming days. Good evening, folks. It is time for the before bed nootropic stack. Like I mentioned earlier, we have our GABA, then we have our L-theanine, and then something new here is this Neuromag. So what this is actually just magnesium in the form of magnesium L-threonate. So this is supposed to be a special form of magnesium that can pass the blood-brain barrier. And if that wasn't enough, something that's just good for overall health, omega-3s, cod liver oil, nighttime pills right here. So many pills. Would I feel an effect? Which ones were even working? Would I start to get side effects? That's what we're going to begin to dial in and find out as we move on to the next days. Alright, so far so good. The only complaint I have right now is it's just a heck of a lot of pills, so I think I'm going to have to do something about that tomorrow. Alright, got our morning stack right here. Because I'm kind of sick of taking so many pills, I'm going to try something. Got my herbs here, and then I'm just going to take a pill of this. So one pill. Yum. Smells good. Tastes like a inner tube. Now on day 2, upon working at my computer, I started to notice that perhaps I was experiencing a better state of focus or a better attention span. It seemed like I was getting less distracted and more focused on my work for longer periods of time. In only 4 hours, I got done what felt like would normally take me around 6 to 8 hours. So far, so good today. Working at my computer for the last 5 hours, I feel like my work has been going very smoothly. I felt very focused. Now I could just be having a good day, but it is promising. With that being said, I'm gonna hit a workout in about 30 minutes from now. So I'm gonna take a dose of some alpha GPC. Should we do 2 caps? I think I'm just gonna stick with 1 cap for now because I felt like, try to get the most out of the least. But maybe we'll bump it up to 2 later this week. Let's see if today's workout's gonna be good. Oh boy. For some reason, on day 2, within about 45 minutes of taking alpha GPC, I experienced a heightened level of focus. Not only that, but it felt like the fatigue and soreness in my muscles was being overpowered by my mental state. I'm feeling like more kind of like a tunnel vision, and also I feel like I'm able to predict lyrics in songs before they come, or like I can hear the first microsecond of the word being spoken, and it's like I can pick up on it. Now, I don't know if it's because I've listened to these songs before, but before I was never able to just like remember the lyrics, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Let's go work out, all right? So I did go to the gym to train legs, but all of the squat racks were taken, so I ended up going in this auxiliary room where I ended up getting focused on another distraction. Almost getting a tunnel vision for just messing around, if that makes any sense. Dude, that was actually kind of good. Now something crazy is I only thought I was in this room for around 10 minutes, but I ended up being in here going hard for over an hour. Not exactly training legs super effectively, but still feeling really good. Just got out of the gym. I was gonna do legs primarily, but I kind of got a little distracted. Whatever, man, feeling good. I went to the squat racks and they were just like all taken. So I think I'm gonna head home now and maybe hit squats at home, or maybe just do bodyweight legs. I'm kind of recovering from like a back micro injury that I had last week. So my back is a little tight, but other than that, feeling good. Trying to recover from a back injury and then all of a sudden having all of this extra energy? What could go wrong? So I did train legs in the basement, and I did try to keep it relatively light to protect the back injury from re-inflaming, but even so, by the time I was finished, I could feel my back re-tightening, and it felt like I may have went too far. So hoping that wouldn't progress into something worse, I continued taking my afternoon nootropic stack, the Bacopa, Huperzine A, NAC, and vitamin C, decapsulating them and chugging them back. Neurohacking, bro. Later in the evening, finishing off with the GABA, magnesium, L-theanine, and cod liver oil, staying consistent. Now, by the next morning, like I feared, my back was aching. It felt like I re-injured my entire back, just like it was on day 1 of the prior week when I injured it. Could it have been because I went too hard? Probably a yes. Did I go too hard because I was cognitively distracted from my physical warning signs? Due to feeling so good on these nootropics? Possibly yes. What about some other side effects I was having? Well, something very interesting was happening with my sleep. Good morning, guys. So literally every night so far, as I'm going to bed, I am not even kidding you. I know this is gonna sound just completely hippie, but it's like I am starting to see fractals before I go into sleep, until I go into the dream. In fact, last night, I remember seeing these like just perfect lines, just perfectly spaced out. They started to kind of like wave, but they're perfectly spaced out. And then my dream, I was like fully conscious of that whole process into the dream. The dream was super like vivid, and then I woke up. Now the problem is, once I do go into my dreams, they're kind of so vivid that I've been waking up like 5-6 times a night. I really haven't been sleeping completely through the night. I'm gonna go work at my computer now.
Now while this might be cool, it was actually waking me up quite frequently. In fact, I woke up probably over 15 times on night 2. Now throughout my research, based on a lot of anecdotal evidence I was reading up on, this could be a side effect of consuming the supplement GABA, which some might take as a benefit, but maybe for me, because of the sleep interruption, it was more of a side effect. So I continued taking all of these supplements on days 3 and 4, and on day 4 I added in another, lion's mane mushroom. This is said to help support cognitive function in a similar way to a popular synthetic nootropic, Nopept, by increasing nerve growth factor. I also added in a B vitamin complex, which is said to help support the nervous system, as well as L-tyrosine, which is said to be a building block for certain catecholamines, such as dopamine. Now, aside from the aching back that lasted the next couple of days, I did feel like my work productivity was greatly enhanced. It felt like I was able to just focus on the task at hand at a greater level than I normally would have been able to. Also, I really noticed my reading comprehension felt like it was improved. For once in my life, rather than only being able to read about 3 sentences before my mind wandered off into space, I was noticing I was able to read complete paragraphs with complete comprehension. This, in my opinion, was indicating that all of the nootropics I was taking may actually be working.
Good morning, guys. So I just woke up right now. My back is feeling a lot better. It's still a little sore, so I'm gonna take it easy later today. So, man, so many pills, trying to figure out different ways to take this stuff. I thought I'd do something a little silly today, kind of like feeding a dog, you know, when it won't take its medicine. So I'm gonna take my morning stack right here, and I'm gonna put it into the muffin and see if I just like take it down. Oops. Here we go. Oh man, that did not work like I was thinking. Dogs are stupid. They just chug it down. Oh, I think I swallowed one by accident there. The banana muffins are really good. A capsule opened up. Ugh! I know I'm such a diva. So I was about to take 2 alpha GPC to see if, we would get an even more enhanced effect, but then 3 wise tales came to mind. Number 1, don't fix what ain't broke. Number 2, more of a good thing does not always mean more good results. And number 3, try to get the most out of the least. With that being said, we're headed to the gym. I will see you all in a second.
All right.
I am focused.
So I really did feel like taking the alpha GPC before a workout made my workouts more intense, or allowed me to make my workouts more intense and just focus on the movements. It always felt like I had a stronger mind-muscle connection after taking the alpha GPC. Now I did have rest days where I did take the alpha GPC during my work, and it felt like it may have given me a slight cognitive bump and perhaps an increase in energy, but nothing like the benefits I was actually feeling physically during my workouts. Which is why I think later, as a takeaway point, if I do take any of these nootropics again, I may use alpha GPC as a pre-workout supplement. Now yes, it is very possible that some of the other supplements that I am taking are leaking over into the physical benefits as well, but from my personal mind-body connection, I felt like I was experiencing the physical bump within about 30 minutes after taking the alpha GPC every time over the last few days. Continuing to take my afternoon and PM stacks as well, staying consistent on day 6 and day 7. Now, as you might be thinking, holy moly, these are so many supplements. What exactly are they all again? Well, let's go through a run-through of my final complete nootropic supplement stack. Starting with the herbs, we have 1 pill of ginkgo for that potential improved memory. Then we have our classic Tongkat Ali, an adaptogen to help the body and mind mediate stress. And then there's Sol Palmetto, anti-inflammatory effects, as well as helping enhance the effects of Tongkat Ali. And then there is the great Bacopa, It has been shown to enhance memory. Next, there's huperzine A natural moss extract that can help improve cognition and memory. Then the recently added lion's mane mushroom extract, helping to increase that nerve growth factor. CDP choline or acetylcholine, building block for acetylcholine to help improve brain function, cognition, memory, etc. Then the alpha GPC, another version of choline, has been greatly studied and shown to not only enhance cognition, but also potentially improve strength. Another classic L-theanine, which has been said to help promote a relaxing focus. Next on the list, the NAC Daddy or N-acetyl-L-cysteine, helping to boost your body's natural master antioxidant, glutathione, which can lead to many cognitive as well as physical benefits. Then there is the amino acid recently added in L-tyrosine, which is supposed to help build back essential catecholamines like dopamine that may have been depleted during high bouts of stress. And then GABA, also shown to promote a relaxing, focused state, and over long use has been said to help with memory. And then there's the staple vitamin C, a B complex to help improve cognition, neurological function, etc. And then a form of magnesium thronate, which is said to be able to pass the blood-brain barrier, improving cognition, memory, etc. Oh, and don't forget cod liver oil, high in omega-3s, but also a natural source of vitamin D, all supporting cognitive function. With so many supplements consistently taken over the course of 7 days, would I experience measurable cognitive improvements? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what we're about to find out with the after results. So let's get into it.
Good morning, guys. Brainiac here. I'm just kidding. We are here 1 week later after taking a huge amount of supplements, nootropic supplements for the brain, to see if I can score better on this Mensa test, my reading comprehension, as well as my hand-eye coordination. Some updates. I woke up this morning with a stiff neck. Like, I don't even know what's going on. My neck is so freaking stiff. Like, regardless if the neck pain and the slight headache I have right now is a side effect of anything I've been taking for a week, I'm diving into this exam, so hopefully a side effect of all those things I'm taking is getting an extremely good score on this test. Alright, nothing to do. I'm just wasting time. But you gotta focus.
Diving into the Mensa test, everything was going smooth and I didn't really notice as if I was doing any better or worse until I got to around question 20, where things started to really get hard. All of a sudden, I noticed that I was able to pick up on some patterns that I wasn't seeing before. And I was able to memorize those patterns better throughout each table, which I felt like helped me determine what was the correct answer. You might have to take a practice Mensa test to understand what I'm trying to say, but all in all, it felt like I had a higher, clear focus.
Oh! Oh, we did it, guys. Freaking did it. Ah, neck stiff. I promise you I had no practice in between last Monday and this Monday. I felt like I was actually dialing in better, especially when I got to the harder problems. The only thing you should know, I should disclose right now, I just realized it's exactly the same test as it was the first day. But yeah, too bad it wasn't like a different test. I think I would be more excited with the 131 right now, but still, I'm gonna be happy with that. It looks good. All right.
Now, same thing for the reading test. Unfortunately, it seemed like it was the same reading test, I think because I'm doing all these tests free. But even with that being said, just based on my experience, it felt like I was able to read the paragraphs and fully comprehend them before picking the questions, better than I was on day one.
Oh, you got an 18 out of 20. A minus. That's the name of the game, man. Frick.
Now, the typing test was the one test that was actually different. And unfortunately for the results, after completing this typing test, it seemed like my typing speed was very similar to day one.
57 WPM with a 94% accuracy. What is up, home slice? So taking all of these supplements, so many supplements, for only 1 week, did I believe it actually enhanced my cognition? Yes, I do, but I do have a lot I want to say, some very important things I believe to tell you guys. So as you just heard me say in the voiceover, the Mensa test as well as the reading test were the exact same tests
before and after, which in my opinion somewhat negates the results that I got at the end because I already took the test once, so therefore I may have been used to it. So with that being said, I'm sorry to do this, but you are gonna kind of just have to take my word for it on how I felt during the test before and after. And what I do have to say, after taking all those supplements for a week, I did feel like I came to a point, especially on the Mensa test when taking it, where I could just dial in almost like tunnel vision on the question and see the pattern that was either happening, not happening, canceling out, to guess the right answer for what the right answer would be. Now with that being said, I never did see the right answers to the Mensa test or the reading test. So I never did see what I did right the first time or what I did wrong the first time. I still don't know what the exact right answers were to those practice tests here this day. But with that being said, yes, it would have been a lot better if I would have taken 2 random tests that would have been, I guess, randomized for me, so I wouldn't have had the same questions both times. In fact, I'm actually very curious to see how I would do if I took an official Mensa test. Hey, maybe that could be another video or something. I have no idea where I'd take one of those. The next thing I want to touch on are the side effects. Well, aside from the mild headache I had a few days here and there, which may or may not have been due to any of the supplements I was taking, I also had some sleepless nights. If you remember, I was talking about having very vivid dreams that were waking me up constantly, and I believe this was due to the GABA supplementation I was taking. Now, those were the only really 2 potential direct side effects I was having. Other than that, nothing that I could claim was coming directly from the supplements. In fact, I was just feeling actually pretty good, pretty energized throughout my workday and my workouts throughout this experiment. However, we did have an indirect side effect come about, and that was the back re-injury on day 2. And I believe this was actually due to taking these supplements. And in my mind, the supplement that I felt like gave me extra energy to push my body beyond its limits to put me back into this injury was the alpha GPC. I felt like it worked like an extra, almost caffeine, but without the jitters. And I felt like doing that pushed me more than I should have gone that day, which led me to re-injure my back. Then also on the final day, as you just saw me complain before I took my final test, the neck ache. And I think that neck ache was actually maybe due to tossing and turning all night, and it just happened to start aching on day 7, and I think that was an indirect side effect from the GABA. The next thing I want to touch on is obvious, and that's the fact that I took so many pills, so many supplements. How did I know which ones were working and which ones weren't? Truthfully, I didn't exactly know for certain, but I do feel like I have a very good mind-body connection, and I did space certain supplements out to where I could kind of at least narrow it down to what I believed was working. And the one supplement that I really felt like worked the absolute best throughout this whole experiment, you might be able to guess, alpha GPC. It felt like it almost worked like caffeine does, but it like stacked upon it to give me like more focused energy without giving me jitters. Now, this leads me to a very important point that I want to make very clear. Just because something is working great doesn't mean it's a great idea to keep taking it. There's a bunch of things to consider, and one thing that I do really consider, especially when adding in new supplements or experimenting with new things that might work like stimulants, is potential dependence and potential withdrawal. So by dependence, I mean eventually if you keep taking something over and over and over again, you're gonna need it just to function normally. I have firsthand experience with this because of caffeine. Caffeine in the form of coffee, in my opinion, probably one of the best natural nootropics out there. I started drinking in 8th grade. I do believe it caused me to just get this ultimate dependence on caffeine to function normally. It's like if I didn't drink it, I wouldn't just be normal, I would be way less than normal. I'd have a headache, I'd feel lethargic, wouldn't feel like myself. It would be bad. So that is what I mean by dependence. And although I do enjoy coffee, it's like I don't want to add on any more things to be dependent on. So when it does come to alpha GPC, I was looking up dependence and withdrawal, and I did find that some people did experience withdrawal symptoms in the form of headaches, kind of like almost like a depressive state, lethargy, kind of everything it does good. Now with that being said, I do plan to still take it here and there every once in a while. Maybe if I'm feeling like I need a little extra boost into my workout, I need a little more cognitive power, if I'm diving into some more intense work, etc., etc. But on a daily basis, I will not take that every single day. And with that being said, what other nootropics am I going to take away from this that I will be taking maybe every single day for at least a month, 60, 90 days, just to see if there are any longer term benefits? And there were 2 herbs that I really found an interest in that I think I want to experiment more with on the longer term. And number 1, that is bacopa. Actual studies on that showing enhanced memory. And the second herb, lion's mane mushroom. Studies actually showing that it could support nerve growth factor, brain health, preserving the brain, helping neurons potentially grow. In my opinion, that seems very beneficial for the long term, and I didn't really find many side effects on either of these supplements, so I thought these would be 2 good long-term potential experimentals to take away from this video. For myself, remember, always do your own research and don't take any supplements without consulting your physician first. That's always a good idea. And then on top of that, if you guys ever want me to do maybe like a lucid dreaming video, I think GABA would be a go-to for sure in that. Maybe there's some other supplements as well, but just based on the experience from this video. If you guys are interested in my bodyweight training program, Bodyweight Beast 2.0, go to onlykindsfitness.com. Right now through the end of the year, I'm running a $5 off coupon. Just use code FOCUS at the checkout, get $5 off, train with your body weight virtually anywhere. Let's kick it into gear. All right, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you all have a great day. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.